Audio check, check, check. All right, good Saturday evening in Yabba Dabba Doo. Sports fans, welcome back to Edge Sports Center, Bedford, Massachusetts. Game 3, East Coast Wizards season kickoff showcase between your Pittsburgh Steel City Select 16U Tyndall Major. Traveling blacks, gold trim like we've worn all weekend. And these Rhode Island Sting, navy blue pants, white jerseys with blue trim. 3 more 15-minute periods to close out your Saturday, Game 3. Tomorrow we've got Game 4. Assabet Valley, they just played just ahead of us against that East Coast Wizards team we played yesterday. They lost 1-0 on a bad bounce late. It was a pretty even matchup, so I suspect that'll be a tough game tomorrow. But first we got to get through the Sting tonight. As we have minute 57 to go on the warm-up clock, I'm going to put her on mute, and I'll be back, although I see Rebecca Marshall has reclaimed the number 1 spot from Schilling in the chat, so we'll have to see if Schilling's going to join and do something about that. Hello, Rebecca from Ohio. Welcome. Minute 35, I'll be back for puck drop. Thanks for being here. Happy Saturday night. I do wonder if that number 1 means you were just the first one to comment, Rebecca. Schilling was trying to say it's how many people comment in total over time, but I'm guessing it's because you were the first commenter tonight. So you get the number 1 for the rest of the chat. Hey, Aaron, I really hope you're out of the secret squirrel hole and home with a beverage, but if you're not, man, keep your head down, keep your nose to the wheel. I know Tommy D's at home watching, hopefully. There they are, skating to the red line, staring them down. That didn't last very long. 11 to go on the warm-up clock. They're going to put them in the net, pick them up, put them away. We will get this one underway. Goaltender Jemelkowski should have her turn in net tonight. We'll see if rotation holds true. She should be taking the pipes as the timer has expired. They're going to pick up these pucks and put them away. And we'll get this game underway. All right, they have broken the huddle. They're going to head over to see Tindy Black and Coiner for some final instructions. And we'll get game 3 underway. Got the long ride home tomorrow. That drive only gets better as you go, though. The traffic up here is epic, and it eases the further west you go. Coming up here on Thursday, the first 400 miles took just over 5 hours. The last 200 miles took the better part of 2.5, so it was a bit of a slog as we got close. Looks like Kinger, Claherty, and Pilarski's going to jump it. Desai and Marshall in the backyard. Jemelkowski in the pipes to my left. Stripes checking with the tendies. And there they go. Pilarski gets through, but they can't get the puck to her. Over to the far wall. Kinger chips at it, sends it back the other way. The Sting pick it up, knock it in, and Desai sends it up too far for Pilarski. Sting pick it up, chip it off the wall. Ahead, Claherty battling down the wall. Claherty back to neutral. Sting, wait for the zone to clear. It does. They come in. And Claherty's going to get a stick on that one. It's going to go back to Marshall. Marshall chips it out to the far side. And Rhode Island's going to pick it up, send it back that way. Tip. It's going to go into the near corner. Pilarski with a burst of speed. Going to get there first. Pilarski around the backside on the wheels. Player falls down. Pilarski taking some pressure back there. Loses the puck. Now she falls down. Kinger comes out of there with it. No, Sting taken away from her. Here they come up the near wall. Stop, turn. Kinger got a stick in the feet. Sting come back the other way, and they come through neutral. As Marshall steers that player to the wall, picks up the puck. In behind Jemelkowski, around to the far side. Up the far wall. Marshall falls down. They still beat and bang for the puck. Pilarski knocks it out. Kinger over to Claherty. Claherty up the far wall. Claherty gets around everybody on a breakaway. Malia Claherty with the shot. Goaltender with a save. And we're going to get a glove. 13:43. Claherty on the break. Couldn't convert. I'll get the clock in line. Lindsay, welcome. Hopefully you're not still in bed. The Stevens, Makasenko, and Barfight come out here with Zivy and Kiesel in the backyard. Barfight knocks it to the wall. She follows it. They send it up the wall now. They do the Sting, and here they come back the other way. Zivkovic pokes at it. Another Sting player picks it up, sends it back. Kiesel go chase this down in the backyard. This Sting player has a burst of speed. Kiesel gets there first, stops, turns. Up the wall to Stevens. Stevens looking ahead. Hits Makasenko in stride. Here comes Makasenko up the far wall. Makasenko gets a shot off, knocked down by a Sting player. In around the near side here. Kiesel skates over. She's in deep. Barfight's going to cover her high. Makasenko battling in the corner. Now Stevens steps in. Stevens steps in front of a player, but not before she sends it all the way around. Zivkovic sends it lower. Can't get it to Stevens. They beat and bang on the wall. Sting chip it out. Kiesel at the red line. Stops, turns, regroups. Sends it back the other way. Too far for Makasenko. She's going to head to the bench, but that's going to be an icing. 12:54. Back this way. And Yenny, Detling, and Mrazek come out here with Dahl and Schuler. We'll take it down to this near corner for this draw. 26 of you out there now. The audience picked up quick. Oh, as Detling gets a shoulder from a Sting player. Sting player took the worst of that. She was shaking off cobwebs. Puck goes to the far side. Dahl picks it up. Dahl up the wall. Hit Mrazek, couldn't do anything with it. Detling's going to push it. Now it goes back to Schuler. Schuler up for Yenny. Yenny on the near wall. Yenny skating, still skating. Yenny still skating, stops, turns, drops it up the wall to Schuler. Schuler with a shot, bouncing puck in front. Mrazek couldn't get a stick on the rebound. Mrazek chops at it. Detling battles, and the Sting come back the other way. They chip it. Dahl holds that momentarily. Here comes Detling in. Detling with a shot, missed everything to the near side. They send it up the near wall. Detling up the wall for Schuler. Schuler's going to have to retreat as the Sting chip it by her. Schuler puts a body into that player. Player recovers. Stripes in the way. Schuler steps in front. They send it around back as the Sting go for a change. Dahl, let's press it. Catch him in this change. And they don't as Dahl tries to throw it up. Hit Detling. Goes all the way through everybody. They'll wave off the icing on a tip. This one goes in behind the net. Send it around to the near corner where Dahl's going to poke it lower. Now the Sting going to poke it out, and Schuler will chase it down at the red line. Schuler stops, turns, spins. This Sting team is quick and aggressive. That's a hook, and we're going to get a penalty on the Sting for the hook. And we're going to bring out the Powerball power play. Power play 1, Stevens, Kinger, Pilarski, Claherty, Marshall. See if they can get Stevens teed up for the slapper. Marshall had her teed up before and put the pass behind her. And then Pilarski surprised her. We're on the wrong side of the ice for that this time, though. Pilarski going to step in and take this draw. Pilarski sends it out to Stevens. She has room. Stevens up to Marshall with a crisp pass. Marshall sends it in lower, tipped to the end wall. Pilarski digging. Sting come out of there with it. Kinger digging. Sting still have it. Loose in front. They send it up to the point. Marshall's going to have to retreat. They're going to have to come back. Stevens chasing. They go down the near wall. Marshall. Turn and go. Let Marshall dig it out. No, the Sting are going to apply pressure. Stevens has to come help. Stevens and Marshall, they tie it up deep. Stevens sends it ahead. Sting cuts it off, sends it in deeper. 30 seconds of that power play's gone. Marshall sends it up, but not out. Now Claherty picks it up, and here they come. Let's get organized. Claherty up the ice. 3-on-2. Claherty up the near wall. Drops it for Kinger. Kinger throws it off the goaltender. Claherty. Stevens has room up high. They can't get it to her. Marshall. Stevens skates in. Stevens rips it. Goalie with a rebound. It's loose in front. Claherty banging. Can't knock it in. Claherty throws it in front. Kinger. No, Pilarski can't do anything with it. Pilarski tries to put it in front for Kinger. Couldn't. Marshall. Throws it over for Clardy. Clardy, gonna chip it out? Maybe no. She sends it deeper. Kinger. They got Stevens up on the point. They got Marshall up in the high slot. As Kinger fell down. She gets back up. Sting pick it up there. Kinger, pressure. 16 seconds in the penalty. It's going to go all the way back down. And this year, that is not icing. New rules. 9 seconds. That'll kill the penalty. Marshall throws it up to Stevens. Stevens stops, turns, spins, loses the puck in the defensive zone. Shot! Jamalowski had no idea where that one was. She knocked it down. Here comes Pilarski. Burst of speed. Penalty's over. She goes through center ice, gets creamed. Nothing. Shot from Kinger. Goaltender with a big save. King gets pushed to the wall. Pilarski still chasing. Now we got Shannon out here with Kiesel. We got to get this rotated around. We're still playing 4 forwards here. Shannon jumped on for Stevens. It needed to be defense. Kiesel going to chase back. Shot. Jamalkowski pushes that to the far corner. Pilarski. I see Warner out here now. I see Desai. Now we're back to defense. Kiesel and Desai. Shannon out here now. Pilarski finally gets off. We get the Wilkes-Barre line out here as Moss jumps out with Warner and Shannon. Desai stops, turns it up the near wall. 9:18 to go. Shannon bouncing puck across for Moss. Too far. Sting pick it up, send it back. Moss holds that. Here comes Warner. Warner down the near far wall. Warner dancing with it into the center, leaves it for Kiesel. Kiesel with a shot. Goaltender gloves. Rebound! And Shannon knocked it into the goaltender glove with 9:01 to go. This goalie's giving up some rebounds. Not that we want to coach from the bench, Donnie, but they're from the stands. But this goalie's giving up some rebounds. We got a chance here. We're not supposed to coach from up here, but, you know, could happen. Moss steps in with the Wilkes-Barre line. Sting win that draw. Come up the near wall. Here they come. They skate around Schuler. Zivvy pushes her to the corner. Centering pass. Shot. Jamalkowski knocks that to the end wall. Puck loose on the end wall. Warner battling. Schuler puts a stick in there. Sting pick it up. Send it in front. Jamalkowski knocks it across to Schuler. Schuler holds it. Oh, bad turnover in tight. Jamalkowski stopped it. Pushed it into the near corner. Bad turnover down low. Shannon picks it up. Can't knock it out. Warner will get it out. Warner up the far wall. Warner, red line dump. Heads to the bench. Here comes Clardy. Here comes Kinger. Here comes Pilarski. Schuler and Zivvy backyard. Sting. Throw it. Pilarski and King can't jump that one. Zivkovic can't get there, and they beat her down the far wall. Zivkovic don't hook. Shot. Jamalkowski knocks that to the corner. That girl skated right around Zivkovic with a burst of speed. Zivkovic fans on it. Turns it over low. Centering pass. It's loose in front. Jamalkowski has no idea where it is behind her. Zivkovic backhands it out to the point. Not out. Clardy can't get it out. They send it in deeper. Pilarski picks it up there. Pilarski getting spun. Turned around. Hit. Pilarski battling hard. Heavy pressure down there. The Sting take it away from her. They go for a change. Zivkovic picks it up. She throws it up the wall to Kinger. Kinger bounces it up the wall, but not out. King still can't get it out. Now it comes back to Zivkovic. Zivkovic's going to bounce it up the wall this time out. Sting pick it up there. They send it back. Have to wait for the zone to clear. It does. Here they go down the near wall. Into the far corner. Schuler gets bodied off the puck. Regains. Loses it there. Now Pilarski. Pilarski stops, turns, throws it. Deflected back to the corner. Sting pick it up there. It comes out. Schuler knocks it in front. And Clardy picks it up. Clardy has King streaking. Kinger with one to beat. Kinger chips it around, but is not going to get an angle as she goes into the wall. Kinger backhands. Can't do much with it as she's being held. Clardy. Pilarski back there now. Clardy comes out with it. Clardy can't push it to Pilarski. Now she does. Clardy, Pilarski, Kinger. Kinger dances in front. Can't get the backhand off. Around to the far corner. Out to the point. Dahl can't hold. Here come the Sting. Marshall the only one back. 1-on-1. They dance right around Marshall. Jamalkowski didn't get a blade on it. Didn't need to. It went to the near side. Pilarski bouncing puck. Can't get it out. They're going to hold the near point. They're going to throw it in deeper past Clardy. Pilarski can't get a stick on it. Dahl back there. Dahl picks it up. Her stick gets lifted. Still battling. Now Clardy picks it up. This might be a dump. They've been out here a while. It is going to be a dump. She's going to head to the bench. Here comes Barfight. Here comes Makasenka. Here comes Stevens. Change the back end. Kiesel and Dahl reunited, at least momentarily. Stevens skates over. Can't get a stick on the puck. Kiesel back 1-on-1. Kiesel takes the player out. Puck ends up in Jamalkowski's glove. And we get a stoppage. So Zivkovic comes out to replace Dahl, and the defensive pairings have regained their traditional positions. Barfight steps in. Draw. Up the wall. Stevens can't block that shot. Loose in the corner. They're beating, they're banging. Sting in the corner. Barfight applying pressure out to the near point. Stevens knocks that one down. They pick it up. They're chipping. They're banging. Stevens hits Makasenka. She can't handle the pass. Barfight's going to skate up and pick it up. Here comes Barfight up the near wall. Barfight chips it into the corner. Going to go follow it. She's going to take pressure against the girl twice her size. They chip it up the wall. Kiesel's going to have to retreat here. As the Sting come up the near wall with 5:25 to go. They chip it all the way down. They wave off the icing on a tip. Zivkovic. They center it. Kiesel picks it up. They turn. They're breaking. Kiesel throws it, turns it over, center of the zone. This one comes into Zivkovic. Zivkovic picks it up. Here she comes the other way. Zivkovic ahead to Makasenka. Makasenka up the near. Now coming into the center. Makasenka getting pushed off the puck into the corner. She regains, sends it in front of the net, all the way through the goal mouth to the far side as Mrazek and Detling jumped on. Detling holds the zone down to Mrazek. Mrazek chips it lower before she falls down. Out to the point. Desai held. Over to Makasenka. Makasenka to Marshall. Marshall with Desai. Desai throws it into the center. Mrazek can't handle it. Desai cheats in to chase it as Yanni steps up and holds it in. They're going to pick it up and throw it back, and Marshall's going to pick it up at the blue line. Marshall chips it across for Yanni. Yanni up the near wall. Yanni backdoor pass. Nobody there. She took a shot into the boards. They chip it by Marshall into the corner. And they center it. Jamelkowski didn't have to save that one. The shot never got on net. Mrazek stops, turns, tries to backhand it by that player. Didn't work. She's beating, she's banging, she's whacking. Still not able to get it out. Desai tips it over to Yanni. Yanni up to Detling. Tips it. Stripes in the way, and it goes all the way down into the near corner where the Sting are going to retrieve it. Sting send it around. Catch it and drop it. This one comes out to Marshall. Marshall with a shot. Goaltender with a glove. And with 4:01 to go, first period, we're going to get a stoppage. The Wilkes-Barre line, Moss, Warner, Shannon come out here with Schuler and Dahl in the backyard. We get a draw here as they send it in deeper now. Moss going to go battle. Moss knocks it down. Warner's going to go battle. You know she's up for a battle. Moss sends it around to Shannon. Shannon puts it back behind the net. Moss can't handle it. Here come the Sting. Warner knocks that down. Moss turns, puts it across to Shannon. Shannon with a shot high over the net from the near point. Dahl chips it down to Moss. Moss chips it around behind. Moss comes out front. Shot again. Goaltender with the cover. And we're going to get a stoppage with 3:26. Joey out there. Joey, I don't know if you're in your Gene booth or not, but you're out there. As Warner steps in. Sting. Knock it into the corner. Warner going to go battle. They send it up to the point where Dahl held it momentarily. Now it's going to come out as the Sting come back the other way, 3-on-2. They chip it into the corner. Dahl's going to go chase that down. She's going to whack it up the wall. No, she's just going to chip it lightly. Warner up ahead to Moss. Moss has Shannon breaking. Moss hits Shannon. No, it gets tipped. Back here, and now the Sting are going to chase this down, send it back the other way, where Schuler's going to pick it up. Schuler sends it across for Warner, and this line's been out here a while. I'm surprised they're not heading for the bench. Moss did. It got Kinger out. And we got to get Shannon and Warner to do the same thing to get Pilarski and Clardy out. Warner across to Zivkovic. Zivkovic sends it lower off of a Sting player, where they're going to chip it. Warner still out here a long time. Down to Shannon. Shannon centers it. Sting the only ones there, and this should. No, Warner's going to keep playing. This will let Shannon get to the bench at least. But yes, she does go. They go into the corner. 2:21 to go. Now here comes Kiesel back the other way. She can't stop the puck, and the Sting throw it in deeper. Zivkovic bouncing, bumbling. Zivkovic can't get it out. Zivkovic knocked it out that time. That was offsides, and they called it delayed, and they had to clear. This one goes all the way down, and that's going to be... No, they wave it off as Clardy and a Sting player tangle in the corner. Pilarski comes out of there with it. Pilarski coming across. Pilarski can't get the shot off. Loose puck. Kiesel's not all the way over to the point. She stops, turns, regroups. Kiesel across to Zivkovic. Zivkovic tries dangerous pass across the ice to Kinger. Doesn't get it through, and it's going to go all the way back down. And that will drift, and that will... No, Jamelkowski had to stop it. Kiesel up to Kinger. Kinger can't maintain it. She sends it across. Kinger falls down, gets back up. Sting sent it deeper with 1:27 to go. Kiesel up. Hits Claherty. The Sting pick it up, send it back the other way. Desai picks it up, sends it in. Desai knockdown. Desai picks it up. Here she comes with Pilarski. Desai over to Pilarski. Pilarski can't handle the pass. Desai can't recover. Desai probably should have kept that one. As Makasenka skates up now. Desai taking a shoulder. She probably should have kept that one and taken the shot. Let Pilarski go for the rebound, but it's early in the year. Pilarski coming back the other way. Sting still have it. 52 to go. Sting down low. Pilarski taking some shoulders. She picks it up, sends it up the wall. Makasenka can't get there. This one does poke out. Makasenka turns on the speed. She's pushing a girl 3 times her size. Makasenka takes the worst of that and falls down. As the Sting chip it deeper with 33 to go. Desai picks it up behind the net. Stevens breaking. Stevens cherry picking almost. It's got to be a coach's direction as Jamelkowski puts that into the corner. They chip it up to Makasenka. Makasenka looking up. Makasenka tried to hit Stevens, couldn't get it through. Needed a little sauce on that pass as Barfight skates over. Jamelkowski's going to glove that one. And with 11 seconds to go, we're going to get another stoppage. Going to go to the far corner for a face-off with Barfight. Barfight out here with Stevens and Makasenka. Dahl and Schuler in the backyard. 10.5 on the arena clock. Barfight pulls it back into the corner where Dahl really should just be content to tie it up. That's what I would think, but they're not. They're going to play it. 2-1, and that does it. That's the end of the period. We played one. We've accomplished nothing. I will be back for period number 2. So now's as good a time as any to give another shout out to one of our pseudo sponsors here at Wicked Slapshot Productions. If you're looking for a fun outdoor experience, some might call it a Mighty Oak adventure. You certainly need a Mighty Oak leader to lead that Mighty Oak adventure, and that Mighty Oak leader is Brett Kiesel. The Mighty Oak Brett Kiesel can lead you on a Mighty Oak adventure and an outdoor experience. As a matter of fact, Brett's on a Mighty Oak adventure right now with some clients up at Nemacolin, so I'm sure he's not listening, but if he is, shout out to Brett and the team at Mighty Oak, Michelle and all the others that make that operation run. There's an affiliated company we'll hear about too as the season progresses. We're going to skate out for period number 2. Jamelkowski's going to take the long skate to my right. Schilling there. Now, interestingly enough, Schilling and Mrazek both have a number 2 on their names there, so I'm not quite sure how that works. All I know is Rebecca Marshall has number 1. Pilarski, Claherty, and Kinger out here with Schuler and Dahl as it goes all the way down to the near corner. They stop, they turn, Pilarski pokes at it. Claherty gets in there, pokes at it. Pilarski pokes again in the corner. They continue to battle. Kinger joins. They chip it low. Claherty picks it up there. Claherty across to Kinger. Kinger tries to put it out front, can't get it through. Goaltender with the cover. 14-36. Rebecca's happy to have that number 1, Schilling. I don't know. She took your crown. You have the light lavender crown. Rebecca has the Barney purple crown. I don't know about this Schill. Schuler has it in the far point, sends it in low. Kinger puts it off the side of the net. Pilarski battling back there. Now Kinger gets a stick on it. Sting pick it up here. They come back the other way. Schuler. Dahl. Dahl stands that player up. Schuler puts a shoulder into that player, turns it back the other way. Here comes Kinger. Kinger with Pilarski streaking. Can't hold the puck. She took heavy shots there. Schuler overskates. Dahl comes back, picks it up. Dahl chips it back the other way. And the Sting are going to pick it up, put it in the corner, but Dahl's going to ride that player into the corner and prevent anything bad from happening as comes around to the near point. All the way around behind. Now Schuler. Schuler sends it around. Sting come in and shoot. Jamelkowski knocked that down. Didn't even know where it was. Hit her, and she did not see it fly up. She was blocking that wall there and just tipped it up in the air. Dahl. Dahl in the corner. Dahl up to Clardy. Clardy chips it. Bouncing puck up to Pilarski. Pilarski tries to steer it forward. Can't. Sting pick it up, come back the other way. Kinger gets in there and can't do anything with it. And now it's going to be the Sting coming back the other way as Dahl stops, turns out, turned it over right in the slot. Thankfully, Dahl was there to knock that player down. Another turnover in the slot. Loose in front. Jamelkowski pokes at it. Pilarski again. Pilarski twice clears it off the doorstep up ahead to Clardy. Clardy can't dance with it. This time Pilarski hits it and hits it up in two. The protective netting with 13:02 second period. Yes, Schilling, you've been dethroned. You're now Lavender instead of Barney. Or is it Grimace? I'd like to think of Rebecca as more of a Barney type character, and you're definitely more of a Grimace, Schill. As Barfight steps in for this draw. Out here with Makasenka and Stevens. Makasenka coming up the near wall. Makasenka chips it in deep. Barfight going to go try to dig it out. She's not going to get there first as the Sting step over. Stevens steps over. Stevens puts her hip into that girl, and Barfight comes in to get the puck. Now Makasenka comes out of there with it, shoots, misses everything behind the net. Zivkovic way up as Barfight covers her. Now Zivkovic retreats back. You got Stevens and Makasenka battling with a couple of Sting players back there. Sting come out of there with it. Barfight in front, can't do anything with it. Zivkovic steps up. Be careful, AZ. Can't cheat up too high. Got nobody covering back, and now the Sting come back the other way, and it's a foot race. Sting down the far wall with AZ. Sting going to get a shot off. Jamelkowski didn't have to do anything. It goes behind the net. Over into the near corner. Up to Stevens. Stevens up the wall. Stevens up the wall with it. Throws it deeper, and she's going to head to the bench for a change. Makasenka and Barfight going with her. Whole new line. Get new D2 as Detling steps in. Mrazek. Desai sweeps it across to Marshall. Marshall going to retreat behind Jamelkowski. Catch the Sting in a change if you hurry. Which they're not going to. Marshall all the way down, end to end. She stops, she turns, she surveys. She's still dancing. Throws it in front, hits a Sting player. This one's going to come back the other way as Detling fell down. Here come the Sting back the other way. Sting player. Desai steps out, shot. Jamelkowski throws that to the far wall off the blockers. Desai steers it out of there, and Yenny can't catch up to it. This puck goes all the way to the end wall. There's some type of hockey equipment in front of Jamelkowski. Hopefully that's not going to interfere with anything. As a player goes down in front, puck behind the net. Still loose in front, Jamelkowski with the cover. With 11:11 on the clock. So Schilling wants to be Grimace, so that means you're going to have to be Barney, Rebecca. I'm sorry. We got Detling going to step in and take this one now. They put it through to Mrazek. Here comes the Niner up the wall. Niner skating up the wall, dumps it. And they go chase it around behind. As Detling comes out of there with it around to Niner. She can't handle it. Here comes the Sting the other way. Yenny fell down. They're coming up the far wall. Marshall steering that player to the corner. Marshall gets a stick in there. No call. In behind the net now they battle. Desai back there. Marshall back there. Detling going to join in. There's too many of us back there. Marshall. Marshall up the wall for Yenny. Yenny can't get it out. She will get it out. Yenny barely gets it out as the Sting pick it up, come back the other way. This time it's going to be Marshall throwing it across from Mrazek. Mrazek up the wall. Mrazek chips it around behind. She's going to head to the bench as Yenny and Warner go chase it down behind. This one's going to come back the other way, and Schuler's going to go chase it down. Schuler behind Jamelkowski. Schuler, dangerous pass in front of the net across for Dahl. Dahl up too far for Warner as Dahl picks it back up, chips it ahead to Shannon. Shannon ahead to Moss. Moss loses it back to Shannon, can't knock it down. Dahl, it's in the feet. They beat, they bang, they battle. Dahl down the wall. That girl's got to step on Dahl. She comes out of there with it through the goal mouth. Jamelkowski knocks that down with the pads. Bouncing puck into the far corner off the glass. Moss can't get it out of there. Sting pick it up there. They chip it in front, loose across the goal mouth. Shannon's going to pick it up. Shannon looks up. Shannon can't get it out. Shannon still battling. Here she comes with it as she's shouldered down. Moss picks it up. Shannon fell down again. I don't know if she's got an edge. No, she's good. She's up. She just had a little bit of the stumble Rooskies trying to get up. She skates over, gets back into play. They skate by her. Now we got Dahl back. Dahl pushes up. They skate by Dahl. Shot! Jamelkowski knocks out to the end wall. Skated around Shannon and Dahl there. Now they come around Schuler. Schuler chips it to the wall. Sting have it there. They send it out to the near point. They get a shot there. Missed everything by an area code. Over to the far side. Sting. They put it in front. Dahl knocks that down. Sting pick it up there. Skating. Center of the zone. Dahl cut that one off. Dahl skating with it. Over to the wall. Bounces high off the glass, and this one goes out. Back down the other way, and that's going to be an icing. 8:39, back this way. Schilling wants a Happy Meal. Rebecca's slightly offended that I'm using Barney for her. Well, see, there's only two mythical characters that color, Rebecca. There's Grimace and there's Barney. And Schilling was quicker on the chat and claimed Grimace, so that just leaves Barney for you. So I don't know what to tell you. The number one, you weren't the fastest there. Schilling beat you from the number 2 position. As Claherty picks it up, comes up the near wall. Oh, got in front of Pilarski, knocked it down. Claherty doesn't get there, got the shot off, but it got blocked. As Pilarski chases it to the corner, sends it around back. Kinger and the Stinger are going to come out of there with it. We got 3 forwards trapped. It's going to be a 3-on-2 with Kiesel and Zivkovic. Kiesel steps in front and knocks it down and holds them at the blue line. And now she does it again, and now they chip it in. Pilarski comes back, cleans it up, and here she comes up the wall. Pilarski up the far wall. Pilarski across for Claherty, couldn't handle the bouncing pass. As Zivkovic steps up, they skate by her and chip it ahead. Kinger puts it across to Kiesel. Kiesel across to Zivkovic. Zivkovic chips it lower, in behind the net. Where it's going to come up the near wall. Claherty for Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it, tipped off Kinger's shoulder. Goaltender made a save. Hit Kinger in the elbow and misdirected it, and the goaltender still made the save. Actually, Kinger tipping it probably made it an easier save, and we're going to get a goaltending change for the Sting. So new goalie coming in for the Sting. It's always hard for these girls coming off the bench. They are not warm. They've been sitting for 20 minutes at this point. More than 20 minutes at this point. I do not envy the goalie coming in off the bench. 7:40. Bar fight, Stevens and Makasenka out here with Desai and Marshall. Bar fight to take this drop. Puts it over to Stevens and Desai. Desai out to Marshall. Marshall. Bouncing puck. Can't get it through. A massive humanity, including Bar fight and Makasenka. This one chips out past Marshall. They chip it by Desai. Desai steps up, holds the player. She pushes the puck back the other way. Now she's going to pick it up. She tried to chip it. Desai with a big crash knocked that player down. Stevens skates by that player who had just gotten up. This one comes back the other way. They chip it by Desai. Marshall over to the corner. Marshall lets the player come through. They put it in front. Jamelkowski got something on that one. It's in Stevens' feet. Stevens pushing. This one comes out to Makasenka. Makasenka with a burst. Bar fight trailing. They got the entire Sting team. Makasenka gets a shot off. Hit a skate and goes to the end wall. Makasenka still battling. Tries to center for Stevens. Can't. Sends it over to Bar fight. Her stick got lifted. Into the corner. They send it out to the point. You got Schuler putting a shoulder into that Sting player. Back one-on-one with Dahl now. Shot. Jamelkowski puts that to the end wall. Into the far corner. Centering pass coming down the slot. Couldn't handle it. Skate in front. Into the corner now. Around to the backside. They caught a player coming through the zone. Into the near corner now. Dahl skating. Dahl skating up the wall. Dahl, red line dump. That should let Bar fight Makasenka and Stevens get off. This will bring out Detling, Mrazek, and Yenny. They skate by Yenny. They get by everybody. They tip it ahead. The hand is up, and that will be an icing. 6:06. Back the other way. Detling going to step in and take this one with Mrazek and Yenny. Zivy and Kiesel. Over to Yenny. Yenny out to Kiesel. Kiesel throws it up high. Goaltender with a save. 6:01. Detling. Over to Yenny. Yenny out to Kiesel. Kiesel throws it. Blocked. Kiesel retreats. Kiesel gets the puck the other way and allows the team to catch up. Detling. Detling chips it the other way. They send it back. Kiesel. Kiesel sends it up. Too far for Mrazek. Mrazek skating hard. Gets a stick in there. Be careful as Detling puts a shoulder into this girl and knocks her off the puck. They send it across. Yenny. Past Yenny. Kiesel whacks at it. Kiesel comes into the center. Zivkovic picks it up. Zivkovic knocked off the puck. Regains. Now Kiesel kicks it to the wall. Kiesel backhands it up the wall. It comes all the way through. The arm is up, and that will be an icing. 5:17 back this way. As Desai and Marshall come for the backyard. And looks like Kanger, Claherty, and Pilarski are coming back out here. Looks like we're skipping the Wilkes-Barre line here. Zivkovic's going to woo for Aaron if we score, he said. I don't think we should have to score. I think the woo can help us score as Claherty puts a shoulder up into this girl. This is number 27, Griffin. She's shaking her head after that hit from Claherty. Interestingly enough, she initiated it.
There you go. Good job on the number.
Ironically, the Rhode Island fans are cheering for the retaliation now, which is interesting. It's a little bit classless in my opinion. Oh, now they're going to... As Kinger's going to take that draw, sends it out past Marshall. Marshall stops, turns, retreats. Spins back the other way up the far wall. Pilarski's open. She can't not get it through to her. As Pilarski chips it ahead to Claherty. Claherty shouldered off the puck. That girl took the worst of that hit. Pilarski picks it up. Pilarski over to the far wall. Pilarski gets shot through the goal mouth. Claherty didn't get her stick down. Claherty's taking heavy pressure here. And back to Claherty. Claherty with a shot, goaltender with a glove. 4:18. No, there's no music in the barn, Schilling. We're taking an easy start to the season here. We're getting started slow. It's quiet in the barn. It's a nice slow start to the year. It's not our rink, so we can't play our music. Now we got the Wilkes-Barre line out here. Warner knocks it into the corner to Dahl. Dahl chips it down the wall. Cannot get it. Cannot hold it. Here they come. Schuler steps in front of it. Schuler taking a stick to the legs. Sends it up to the point. And Moss going to come back the other way. Warner lost it. Lost her stick. They continue to battle. Schuler pushing this player to the corner. Heavy pressure. Into the near corner now. They send it all the way through the goal mouth over to the far wall. Shot from there, knocked down by a player. This one comes out to the high slot. Loose in front, stop, turn. Jamilkowski got a blocker on that one as Warner knocks it out. But not all the way out. Shot knocked down by Kiesel. Shot knocked down by Schuler. Another shot knocked down by Dahl. Loose in front. Dahl pushing the player and the puck off the doorstep. It's loose around the backside. They come out to the far point. Shot high over everything. Dahl, get this one out even if you have to ice it. Dahl whips it up the wall. Moss will pick this one up and send it ahead to Shannon. Shannon coming in on a break. Shannon cuts across. Can't get it to Warner. Warner puts it deep. Shannon holds it there. Kicks at it. Warner knocks a player down. Zivkovic kicks it. Chips it back the other way. Warner overskates. Whacks at it, still can't hold it. Now she whacks at the player. Up ahead, they send it all the way into the corner where Kiesel's going to go pick it up. Kiesel pushing, beating, banging in the corner. Pushes it up the wall. Sting come out of there with it. They skate past Warner. In front, Jamilkowski with the cover. And we're going to get a stoppage. 2:35. Stevens, Makasenka, and Barfight come out here now with Zivy and Kiesel in the backyard. Barfight puts it over to Kiesel, who drops it up for Makasenka. Makasenka can't handle it. She regains it, and here she comes up the wall. She stops, loses the puck, dances with it, puts it over to Stevens. Stevens puts it into the near corner. Going to go chase it down there. Stevens with a shoulder. Makasenka threw it in front. Barfight couldn't get a stick on it. Barfight gets there first. She's battling two stingers. Kiesel steps up, throws it in, down to Stevens. Stevens throws a blind pass for Makasenka, couldn't get it through. Here come the Sting back the other way. Kiesel's going to cut this off, send it back the other way. Sting pick it up at the red line, send it in deep. Zivkovic behind Jamelkowski. Zivkovic picks it up there. She picks it up now, coming up the near wall. Zivkovic can't get it out. Didn't have enough on that one. They beat, they bang, they battle. Stevens comes out of there with it, chips it back to neutral. Sting pick it up, send it back to their D. Send it across. Kiesel gets in there, steps in there, stops. Here comes Barfight. Barfight up ahead, gets separated from the puck. Skating across, Stevens gets a stick in there. They get by her. Zivkovic stands the player up. They fall down, and we're getting some type of a whistle here. Not sure what. Must be offsides. Stevens hands the puck to Stripes. And Desai and Marshall, Yenny, Detling, Mrazek. 1:23. Detling pushing a player off the puck. It's loose up in their body as Marshall chips it ahead. This one comes back the other way. Desai coming through neutral, loses it. Here come the Sting. Marshall. Jamelkowski pushes that to the far corner. Send it out to the far point. Backhand it. Marshall applying pressure. Sting. They turn it into the center. Detling can't handle it. Now Marshall picks it up. Marshall can't chip it up. Detling picks it up. She loses it. She's putting heavy pressure on that girl on the wall. In behind Jamelkowski. They center it. It comes out in front now. Yenny. Just get it out at this point. Yenny tried to put it up to Mrazek through her legs. This one comes back the other way. Desai. Here comes Desai. She sends it in. Goaltender puts it off the wall. It's now on the side of the net. And here comes up the near wall. That one gets knocked down by Detling. Mrazek comes through the center. Can't pull the trigger. On a rolling puck that comes back to neutral. Desai steps in front of that player. Separates her from the puck. Back to Yenny. Yenny looking up. Yenny with a pass up ahead. Hits Mrazek. Niner with 12 seconds to go. Drops it across for Detling. Detling back to Niner. It's going to come over to Marshall with 8 to go. Marshall throws it on net. Hits the goalie and goes behind. Yenny puts it off the side of the net. Odd bounce off the post out front. Period 2's over. We've accomplished nothing. Get back for 3. Jamelkowski takes the short skate to my left. Kinger, Claherty, Pilarski. Dahl and Schulers. Pilarski's going to try to jump this one. This is King's natural side. It didn't work. Oh, no, it did. Here comes Pilarski up the far wall. She skates in front, loses the puck in the corner. She's jumped a couple today. She's just not been able to maintain the puck coming through there in the eyes of heavy pressure. As now she picks it back up. She's battling on the wall. She's falling down. She backhands it in front. Claherty was tied up. Couldn't get a stick on it. Now Dahl taking heavy pressure. We got Schuler poking it lower. We got Claherty keeping that one in, but can't do anything with it as it bounced off her. She didn't know where it was. Schuler backhands it ahead, and here comes the Sting back the other way. Sting up the near wall. Down low it comes, and they throw it in front. It's loose in front. They poke it off the stick. Kinger banks it off the wall. Near point, Sting throw it lower. Around back to Schuler. Schuler up the wall. Schuler up the wall for Claherty. Claherty golfs it ahead. Kinger kicks it. Was behind her by the time it settled down. She was moving too quick. Shot! Jemelkowski knocks that down. This one's in Claherty's feet. Kinger leaves it for Claherty. Here comes Claherty up the near wall. Claherty's going to flip it in behind the net. Kinger going to go try to chase it down back there. No, Claherty's going to come out of there with it. It's loose in front. Pilarski beating, banging. Pilarski throws it into the corner, do the Sting. And they're going to throw it out to the near point. Not be able to get it by. Kiesel held it. Kiesel has room. Kiesel shoots. Goaltender with the glove. Kiesel is getting them right on net today. Goaltending has been sharp as Barfight, Stevens, and Makasenka come out. Kiesel and Zivy in the backyard as Barfight's going to step in. She's talking to Kiesel. I think she wants to come back here to Grace. Let's see if they can pull that off. Grace can whack it. Grace skates over to the spot now. And directing Barfight, and it didn't work. Into the corner. Around back, Stevens can't get a stick on it. Stevens skates over her. They come back the other way. Kiesel puts it ahead. Too far for Makasenka. Barfight skates up. Can't quite pick it up. Here they come the other way. All the way down. They're going to let it go, and they wave off the icing. As Makasenka chases. Or no, Zivkovic's chasing. Stevens blocks another shot. This one comes ahead to her. Stevens up the far wall. Stevens still skating. Stevens still skating. Leaves it off for Makasenka. Rebound. Couldn't put it in. They bounce it back the other way. Kiesel stops and drops it. Barfight catches up back to Kiesel. Kiesel chips it ahead to Makasenka. Makasenka skates it ahead. Makasenka shoots, misses everything by an area code. Into the far corner. Diamond getting plastered into the wall. Stevens over there with her. This one goes into the near corner now. They tip it out. Here come the Sting. They tip it back the other way. Stevens stops, turns, picks it up, chips it lower. She's probably going to head to the bench after a long shift. Yenny tips at it in the far corner. They try to send it up. Detling steps up, holds it. It's in her feet. She doesn't know where it is. Yenny comes across. Yenny up to Detling. Detling out to Desai. Desai across to Marshall. Marshall shot. Gets it on net. Goaltender with the cover. 12:05. Those of you that have placed your orders from the Weeki Wachee Florida Fun Factory, be patient. Willie hasn't been able to staff up to keep up with the demand for all your Florida gifts. The demand has surged after our recent shout-out. Marshall holds it. They send it across, and here comes Marshall moving with it on the line. She sends it in deeper. Sting going to cut that off in the slot. Around behind their goaltender, Mrazek with some pressure. Detling holds. Detling battling. Detling shoulder into the player. They kick it up the wall. Mrazek needs to get over there. She does, but it's too little, too late. Detling again. Detling out front to Mrazek. Mrazek with the shot. Goaltender with the cover. 11:34. Mac watching now, too. Mac attack. As your dad would say, wheels, Mac, wheels. Detling leaves it for Mrazek. Mrazek puts it in front. Detling couldn't do anything with it. As Schuler swipes at it. Here they come the other way. Dahl picks it up. Dahl leaves it for Mrazek. Mrazek tries to get it ahead to Yenny. She does. Yenny beating, banging, poking, swinging. Yenny comes out of there with it, drops it back to Schuler. Schuler has to wait for the zone to clear. It does. She sends it in behind the net where the Sting are going to pick it up. Sting around the back. Yenny battling for it. Comes loose out front. Warner can't handle it. Warner out here with Yenny and Mrazek. It's a bit of a unique line. Tindy mixing up the lines late in the game. Either that or they're in the middle of a change. Let's wait and find out. As the Sting come up, they tip it across, and Schuler knocks it into the near corner. They send it low. Schuler picks it up there, up the wall. Schuler comes out of there with it, turns it over in the high slot. They can't get a shot off as Dull skates across. They drop it. There comes Warner. Warner picks it up. So Mrazek and Yenny are going to head to the bench now. That'll get the rest of the Wilkes-Barre line out. Warner throws a shot into the near corner. Warner still skating with it, waiting for the team to catch up to her. She tried to put it across. Zivkovic picks it up, but it comes out. Zivkovic chips it in. And now they're going to chip it back out. That's going to go all the way down. The arm will go up, and that will not be an icing because Kiesel had to pick it up before it got there. Kiesel up to Moss. Moss can't handle the pass. Sting back the other way. Moss tips it ahead to Shannon. Shannon coming down the near wall, throws a bouncing puck on the goaltender, hits the paddle over to the far wall, where they nick it up the wall, and Zivkovic's going to hold the point. That time Zivkovic bouncing puck in, missed everything to the far side, where Warner's going to pick it up, or Shannon's going to pick it up. Kiesel's going to have to retreat, rather. And here they come up the near wall. Kiesel got turned. They're coming up unattended as Zivkovic tries to get across. Shot! Big Ben struck one, and it went behind. Warner. Jemilkowski can rub that post and thank it. Here come the Sting back the other way. Kiesel whacks at it. Puck to the end wall, 9:35. Zivkovic. Zivkovic picks it up, chips it lazily around behind stripes. Sting are going to get there first. Zivkovic again. Now she's going to come up the wall with it. This time she hits Moss. Moss comes up the wall. Moss looking for Shannon. Puts it off the wall. Shannon's not going to get there. As this puck comes back out, Moss. Moss back to Marshall. Marshall up to Desai. Desai up to Moss. Moss chips it. Pilarski on. Pilarski going to go to work. Shoulders that player into the wall. Sting coming back the other way. Kinger on now. Kinger stops that puck. Pilarski picks it up. Pilarski stood up by a player on the wall. Sting throw it around. Marshall's going to come across. Claherty on the ice now. We got the line reunited. Marshall takes a hip to the boards. They put it off the side of the net, does Kinger. It's in behind. Sting chip it by Kinger up the wall. They send it ahead. It's going to go all the way down. The arm is up, and this one will be an icing. 8:35, no score. We'll come back this way. Played 36 minutes and 25 seconds, and it accomplished absolutely nothing. Kinger, Claherty, Pilarski, Marshall, and Desai. Pilarski breaks around the back. It almost worked. Pilarski comes out of there with it. Can't center it. Sting pick it up, take it deeper. Kinger steps in. Pilarski, they're all back there battling. Sting player goes down. Pilarski still battling. Sting come out of there with it. Here they come. Claherty steps in front. Desai stops it. Steps in front and stops it. She kicks it. She's getting pushed. She's back up. She still pushes it ahead. Claherty tries to poke it in. Can't. Beaten banging. Pilarski banging. Still banging. Desai ahead to Pilarski. Desai ahead to Claherty. Claherty couldn't handle the pass. This one comes to Kinger. Kinger shot. Missed everything to the far side. Pilarski whacks at it. Desai holds the point. Throws it in deeper. That girl hit her. That's 27. She's hitting them all. It's the one who her dad rooted for revenge after Claherty cleanly shouldered her. Here they come back the other way. Marshall pushes her into the corner. Marshall shoulders her off the puck. They both go down. Pilarski knocks it ahead to Kinger. Kinger can't get it up to Claherty. They come across the top of the slot. Shot loose in front. Jemilkowski gets a pad on that, sends it to the wall. Marshall looking up. Marshall tried to get it to Claherty, but got it out. Kinger chips it ahead, can't hold it, and they throw it in deeper, and they're going to head for a change. So are we. This bar fight comes out. They throw it up ahead to Claherty, can't get it through. Kinger, Claherty, and Barfight out here now as Barfight steps in. Heavy pressure. Claherty gets a shoulder into the girl. Dull steps up, knocks it into the zone. That's going to get Kinger to the bench. It's going to get Claherty to the bench. Here comes Stevens and Makasenko. Up the near wall. Schuler. Stevens knocks that down in center. She powers through that hit, and here comes Makasenko with a nice move. Makasenko with a shot, doesn't get through. And Dahl held that player up enough to stop the puck. And she chips it in, and the Sting chip it out. Barfight's going to chip it in deep into the corner. And around the back. Makasenko going to go battle. They both fall down. Sting get up first. Around to the near side. Up the wall. Stevens steps in front, picks it up. Stevens centers, nobody there. Couldn't get it through to Makasenko. Send it back the other way. Dahl cuts it off, gets it to Stevens. Then Stevens touched it in the zone. They're going to call. Offsides. 6:13. Bar fight going to take this draw. Surprised they let these girls stay. Been out there a while. Bar fight sends it back to Dull. Dull across to Schuler. Schuler up the near wall. She's got some room. That room evaporated. Drops it back to Makasenka. Makasenka sends it deeper. Over to the wall. Stevens battling for it. Sends it deeper. Still battling. Still battling. Out to Schuler. Schuler golfs it in behind the goaltender. Bouncing puck. Bar fight over there picking it up. Send it up the wall. Bar fight. Or no, it is bar fight. And bar fight came out of there with it, but then the Sting took it away from her. Here they come the other way. Schuler going to chase this down in the corner. This girl's been out here a while. Oh, Schuler gets pulled down. No call. That looked like a trip to me. Loose in front. Stevens picks it up. Stevens backhands it out to nowhere. Makasenka's going to chase it. Careful for not too many as we make the change, and the puck's right there. Here comes Mrazek. Mrazek with a burst. Mrazek drops it to Yenny. Yenny back in front. Mrazek hits it and couldn't knock it in. Little give and go there, didn't work. Loose in front, Mrazek. Mrazek digging, can't quite get it. They send it back out. Kiesel back to neutral. Now the top of the defensive zone, 4:57. Kiesel throws it up to Yenny. Yenny stops, turns, surveys, drops it for Mrazek. Can't quite get it through. Here comes back the other way for Kiesel. Kiesel stops, turns. Kiesel over to Zivkovic. Zivkovic up too far for both Yenny and Detling. This one will go all the way into the corner where the Sting are going to knock it back. Kiesel can't hold it. Kiesel battling, gets it across to Mrazek. Mrazek chips it. No, can't chip it in. Now she's got to get out. Detling picks it up. Detling down the far wall. Detling chips it by the player into the corner. They're going to battle there. Detling center, nobody there. Here come the Sting back the other way. They send it ahead. Kiesel separated that player from the puck. This will get to the end line before she can do anything with it, as Zivkovic gets in there and tips the weak shot away. Loose in behind the net. Sting have it far corner. They send it out to the far point. Shot from the far point, knocked down by Kiesel. Yenny coming back the other way now. Here comes Yenny. Yenny. Got to go north-south here, Emma. Yenny shouldered, still maintains the puck. Yenny, backhand, went nowhere. Throws it in front off the goaltender. Now Shannon comes with it. Shannon tries to wrap up. Loose in front. Warner and the goaltender made a tremendous save. Warner was loose in front. They got it to her. Goaltender made a tremendous save in the butterfly position. And it stays 0-0 with 3:42. The Wilkes-Barre line, Shannon, Warner, Moss, Marshall, and Desai. Shannon puts it in the corner. Sting. Warner battling. They send it up the wall. Warner comes out of there with it. Warner still skating with it. Warner stops, turns, sends it to the point to Desai. Desai back to Warner. In her feet, can't handle it. Here they come the other way, 3-on-2. We need to get somebody back. Here they come up the near wall. Marshall, they skate around Marshall. Shot! Jamilkowski knocks it down. Bad rebound there. Bad time for a rebound as Desai pushes it out to the point. It's out. It's in. And that is offsides. Claherty, Kinger, and Pilarski jump out with Desai and Marshall. Pilarski going to take this draw in front of the selects bench. 3:13. They push it over here to the near corner, and Kinger couldn't jump it as Pilarski goes and skates into the corner and picks it up there. Pilarski around the backside. Pilarski head of steam. Here she comes with the puck. Pilarski really moving. Here she comes down the far side. Pilarski still moving. Around the backside. Pilarski pulled down, and we're going to get a penalty on the Sting for pulling Pilarski down behind the net. We're going to go on. The Powerball power play. The Stevens replaces Desai. And we're going to the corner, so this is the setup for the snipe. See if we can pull it. Matt Coulter watching. We got all my old friends watching. Pilarski. Let's get a wicked slap shot here, Stevens. Pilarski puts it in the corner. Sting, send it around. Stevens needs to hustle. She gets there and holds it. Chips it deeper. She can't hold that one. Marshall knocks it down. Marshall up to Stevens. Stevens over to Claherty. Claherty with Pilarski behind her. Claherty shoots. Goaltender with the save. We're coming back to this point again. Minute 9 in the power play. Stevens in the snipe shot. This is her one-timer position if they can get it to her. She'll go King, Pilarski, Stevens. No. Pilarski skates in, stops it. Sting pick it up. Marshall's going to have to retreat. We're going to send it all the way down. No icing. New rule this year. All the way around the backside. Sting going to get there first. Heavy pressure. Loose in front. Can't do anything with it. Here comes Pilarski. Burst of speed. Pilarski up the near wall. Here she comes. Pilarski loses the puck coming through the zone. Regains. Stops. Sends it around back for Claherty. Claherty can't get there. Sting going to get there first. Claherty battling. That's going to let Kinger pick it up. Kinger. Down low. Claherty. Claherty out front. It's in Pilarski's feet. It's going to bounce to the near point. And Schuler's going to go chase this down. Schuler over to Stevens. Stevens looking up. Hits Kinger with a crisp pass. Kinger coming through neutral. Kinger. Stevens up high. They're leaving her go. Oh! Izzy King! Izzy King! And there's your woo, doll. Izzy King knocks one in on the power play. And it's 1-0 Steel City. Minute 42 to go. Kinger pulls the trigger coming down the far side. Bar fight, Makasenka. Stevens is going to stay out here, double shift after the power play. It's early in the season to be double shifting her. Let's see what happens here with the big rig. Big rig knocks it head. Bar fight takes a big hit. Makasenka. Schuler. Schuler sends it back to neutral. They send it. Here come the Sting down the far wall. Dahl with his shoulder knocks her off the puck. Dahl chips it out to the point. Stevens knocks that to the wall. They send it in front. This one's going to drift to the point now. Black's imploring them to get back. Here comes the puck up the near wall. Schuler knocks it down, sends it the other way. Minute 2, goalie out. Not sure we got the fastest players out here to be playing 5-on-6. Makasenka, do not shoot at the empty net. Bar fight. Bar fight tries to tip it ahead. Bouncing puck up high. Bar fight chipping at it again. Bar fight pulled down. We're going to get another penalty on the Sting for pulling down the bar fight. And with 41.2 to go, we're going to go back on. Powerball power play. Stevens has been out here for an eternity. And Tindy's going to give her a rest. Kiesel's going to come out here with Marshall. Or no, Kiesel was Zivvy. And then Pilarski, Kinger, Claherty. That's going to put the Tendy back in. Coming here to the near corner. This is Steven's snipe spot, but the kid's been out there for 3 minutes. She needs to go sit, and Tindy knew it. Kinger. Got Kiesel and Zivvy over here. Kinger. Dies on the dot. Kinger whacks at it, sends it deeper. Puck up the near wall now. Just hold it down here is all we got to do. Kiesel's going to chase this down. Kiesel's got the position. She cannot knock it out. She pushes the player, plays the puck, chips it to the point. Kinger gets it out momentarily. 20 to go. They send it across. We'll see. They're not going to pull the goalie down a player, I wouldn't think. It's Kiesel. Kiesel whacks it the other way with 12 seconds to go. Goaltender covers and leaves with 9 to go. Claherty. Zivkovic tries to chip it deeper. That's going to do it with 4. They send it in front. It's loose in front. It's in the feet. They chip, they knock, they beat, they bang. The buzzer sounds, and your Pittsburgh Steel City selects. Take one from the Sting, 1-0. That'll do it for Saturday. I'll bring you the handshake, get over the YouTube delay, and we will see you tomorrow morning before the long drive home. As always, 43 of you out there. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Saturday night.